When it was first invented in 1927, it didn't seem like there was any use for television. Radio was the most popular entertainment form, with various programs broadcasting every hour. The average American was accustomed to doing work while listening to the radio, and it seemed like television, which incorporated pictures, would require too much of the average American's attention to enjoy. But the 1920s, like most of the early 1900s, was a time of great progression. New technology and new wealth found that many Americans were spared more free time than they had ever been, allowing them to enjoy and appreciate television. Over the next few decades, American society, as well as its dream, underwent many changes, as did television accordingly. If ever there was a TV show that embodied the 50s, it was none other than the ever-popular comedy I Love Lucy. After World War II and during the onset of the Cold War, I Love Lucy would reflect exactly what the public wanted and desired in the new thriving America. Based on a married couple and their friends, I Love Lucy reflected an American dream focused heavily on consumerism, conformity, and the traditional nuclear family. In time, it came to have the stereotypical American dream: husband, wife, house in the suburbs, and a white picket fence. The title character, Lucy, was the ideal 50s woman. She was devoted to her husband, a hardworking housewife, and a loving mother. The comedy of the show came in the fact that she was not very practical at house chores, but she did them nonetheless. Ricky, her husband, was a hardworking man who supported the family and was a good father. The program reflected many views of the age, reinforced gender roles and separate responsibilities. Rarely did it confront societal problems, perhaps reflective of society's desire to ignore the undercurrent of dissatisfaction with inequality in favor of pursuing a tenuous stability. The program also, maybe unintentionally, showed who was not included in the dream. This would be anyone who didn't conform to the perfect 50s image. The 80s, other than being defined by questionable style choices, came to be portrayed through television as well. In a society that had lived through the tumultuous 60s and 70s, American society, though ideally it accepted equality for all, was far from perfect. The Cosby Show came to embody the qualities of the 80s. What was different about the portrayal of the American dream this time is that, as seen in the Cosby Show, those who were previously excluded from the American dream were now included. Unlike television of the 50s, the Cosby Show wished to confront such underlying problems, even those not having to do with race. It confronted different societal problems such as teenage pregnancy and peer pressure. It reflected a societal goal that was much different than that of the 50s. In earlier decades, the dream was about materialism and conformity, and while those things were still a part of society, now society also wished to solve problems. Television wished to present itself in a way that people, average Americans, could relate to, and so the problems that the everyday average American had could be shown on the small screen. A characteristic of The Cosby Show, as well as many other shows, was to not only present the relatable conflict, but would also show characters working together to resolve the conflict. Like society had resolved to do in the 60s and 70s, and still learning to do in the 80s, the dream could also include achieving the ability to cooperate. In 2011, American society is more diverse than ever, and as a result, so are Americans' dreams. As always, this diversity is rather well reflected in television. Many television casts now include members of every race, gender, and sexual orientation, creating a diversified industry. Often, the premise of television shows have cast members working together toward a common goal, or working against each other. The American dream now works to include all types of people. A characteristic of modern TV is a procedural crime drama, a mystery drama in which a team of experts works together to solve crimes. They represent society's fascination with technology and perhaps a simultaneous amazement and morbid fascination with the capacity of human beings for the strange, as well as a need to see wrongs righted. Other TV, like game and competition shows, reflect the desperate need of the materialistic. Teen shows like Gossip Girl or Secret Life of the American Teenager reflect a fascination with wealth and glamour, or romanticize the average life. The show that I have created, a procedural crime drama entitled Section 17, includes characters of varied race, gender, sexual identity, and base personality. Together, they use their combined expertise to find justice for those wronged. The show features opposite and sometimes conflicting personalities. Characters of different race and cultural backgrounds bridge cultural gaps during the show in order to show how American society might work to become more understanding and cohesive, with the ultimate goal of having a society that can accommodate so many different types of people and resolve conflict. The wide array of game shows, singing, dancing, and even survival competitions all reflect the diverse interests of the public, but many programs resolve the same way. What motivates characters is ultimately happiness, in whatever way that may be, finding justice or finding $1 million. Today's American dreams include all parts of previous dreams.